Hello there, everyone. Welcome again, and thank you for tuning in to TVS Nightline tonight. Here with me, Cheryl Shamina, as we dive into the news tonight. Now, let's get to the headlines. Now, for starting, the party leaders in the Perikatan Nasional or PN government unanimously agreed to establish a presidential council to discuss on policy and strengthen cooperation. Now, this also comes as well as to forge strong political cooperation to create political stability for the well-being of the people and the prosperity of the country.
Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, in a Facebook post after the meeting he chaired, said the leaders have agreed to revise the charters of the parties. He added that the Presidential Council will meet often, with the first meeting to be held early next year. The formation of the PN Presidential Council would solidify cooperation among the participating parties heading into the 15th general election. As such, PN parties had agreed to form a Presidential Council.
Right. Now, the Sarawak Police, through the Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department, launched the OPS Selamat, starting from December 18 to January 1, 2021. Now, the operation aims at creating awareness on the importance of road traffic safety.
Selain itu, operasi ini juga bertujuan untuk mencegah jenayah, iaitu jenayah pecah rumah, iaitu dengan membuat rondaan berkala di lokasi-lokasi yang telah dikenal pasti sering berlaku kejadian pecah rumah ini bagi memastikan premis dan juga rumah-rumah kediaman yang ditinggalkan oleh penghuni yang balik bercuti supaya rumah-rumah ini berada dalam keadaan selamat dan bebas daripada sebarang pelakuan jenayah, iaitu jenayah pecah rumah.
In the same development, the Operation Red Light will be carried out concurrently throughout the OPS Selamat period. Alexan added that his counterparts in Bukit Aman have been enforced on December 15th.
Operasi lampu isyarat merah ini bertujuan untuk mengambil tindakan ke atas mereka yang melakukan kesalahan melanggar lampu isyarat warna merah dan iaitu ketika mereka menunggang ataupun memandu di atas jalan raya. Dengan ini, saya berharap kedua-dua operasi ini akan dapat mencapai matlamat dan akan berjaya mencapai matlamat yang telah disasarkan. Iaitu yang pertama adalah mengurangkan kadar kemalangan jalan raya di tempoh musim perayaan ini dan juga mengurangkan kes kejadian pecah rumah di sepanjang tempoh musim perayaan ini.
Now, according to statistics, the number of fatal road accidents in Sarawak dropped by 16.1% in the first 11 months of this year compared to the same period last year.
According to Minister of Transport Sarawak Datuk Lee Kim Shin, statistics showed that 276 fatal accidents were recorded from January to November this year compared to 329 cases in the corresponding period last year, while cases with serious injuries dropped by 30.9% to 123 cases from 178 last year.
Penurunan 53 kes. Dari segi peratusan ialah 16.1. Untuk kemalangan para bagi tempoh 2019 Januari hingga November bilangannya ialah 178. Bagi tahun 2020 yang tahun ini tempoh yang sama bilangannya ialah 123, iaitu penurunan 55 kes. Dari segi peratusan ialah di 30.9%.
The total number of road accidents in Sarawak from January to November last year was 19,581, while for the same period this year it was 14,570, a decrease of 5,011 cases or 25.6%. The enforcement of the Movement Control Order was among the factors that contributed to fewer fatal crashes.
Mungkin salah satu sebabnya penurunan yang besar ini adalah tahun ini kita telah bermula dengan PKP bulan Mac dan sampai hari ini kita masih ada PPKP Ini telah pun mengurangkan bilangan kenderaan atas jalan kita.
He told reporters after jointly launching the Selamat Christmas Road Safety campaign with Sarawak Police Commissioner Dato' Aidi Ismail here today.
Right. Now, Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Dato' Saiful Asli Kamarudin said misconduct among his officers will not be tolerated. Now, disclosing recent allegations against his personnel, he said they have been investigated and punished appropriately.
Dato' Saiful said between November 25 and December 15, 8 of their own were arrested for various offences, including extortion and criminal intimidation. He told at the media briefing on Wednesday at Kuala Lumpur Police Headquarters in Bukit Bintang that any policeman found to have profited from illegal means will face the full weight of the law. The police personnel involved in one of the extortion cases, the drug incident, and the officer caught truant have all been charged.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome back. Now, following the positive COVID-19 case detected in Cebu on Thursday, the Health Department urged bus riders owned by Sungai Merah in Cebu to undergo the screening test.
CCTV closed-circuit reviewed at Jalan Pahlawan Cebu bus terminal revealed the 4 positive cases, namely the Indonesian citizens suspected to have gotten on the bus with the registration number QXX 6722 on December 17 at about 12:50 a.m. on Thursday. The Sarawak State Department of Health urged those involved to appear to the nearest health clinic to take the COVID-19 screening tests. In addition, 9 positive cases of COVID-19 has been recorded on Friday. This makes the cumulative total of COVID-19 positive cases in Sarawak increasing 1,085 cases. Meanwhile, for the current status of COVID-19 cases in Malaysia, the country has recorded new daily cases of 1,683 cases and the total number of cases in Malaysia reached 90,016 cases.
Now, at the same time, Sarawak police are investigating a woman for allegedly assisting 4 Indonesian women to escape after they were tested positive for COVID-19 at a private hospital in Cebu. Sarawak Commissioner of Police Aidil Ismail initial investigations revealed that the foreigners have returned to their hometown in Antikong, West Kalimantan, Indonesia.
Maklumat kita terima daripada pihak APD Cebu menyatakan bahawa keempat waritannya telah pun berada di Itikong. Walaupun kita masih mengesan nombor telefon digunakan tu. Sama ada telefon panggilan dibuat di Itikong ataupun di pihak pasal di Sarawak lah. Tapi kita yakin mereka pun berada di Itikong.
He said so at the road safety campaign in conjunction with the Christmas celebration at Boulevard Shopping Mall, Kuching. Meanwhile, he added that no roadblocks will be held during the safety ops except for the 7 locations which will be at the Malaysian borders, including Lundu, Bau, Samarahan and Serian. Right. Now, on the next news, the police on Wednesday arrested a 59-year-old man after his stash of drugs were unearthed in a chicken coop along Jalan Selangau, Cebu.
Now set on December 16 at around 11:40 a.m., the raiding team raided an unnumbered house at Jalan Merwan following surveillance. He added the man was arrested because the latter was suspected to be involved in drug-related activities. The raid at the chicken coop located near the suspect's house found and seized a green plastic bag containing crystalline substances suspected to be methamphetamine weighing about 26.69 gram and a small round silver-colored tin container containing 7 transparent plastic packets, each containing crystalline substances suspected to be methamphetamine weighing about 7.96 gram. He added that the suspect was tested positive for drugs. A week-long remand period has been granted against the suspect to facilitate investigation under Section 39A, Clause 2 and 15, Clause 1 of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952.
Now, as we dive into the next news, a heavy rain with strong winds are expected in various parts of Sarawak on December 20.
The Meteorological Department warned that the strong winds and rough seas are dangerous for small boats and sea sports and recreational activities. It said in a statement that the winds of between 40 and 50 km per hour and waves as high as 3.5 meters in the water of Johor, Pahang, Terengganu, Sarawak, Kelantan, Labuan and Sabah are expected to persist until December 20.
Now, a good news as the Sarawak government has approved 16 million ringgit to upgrade the Bau water treatment plant under the Ministry of Utilities and Sarawak Rural Water Department, or commonly known as JBUP. Now, the project will benefit more than 50,000 Bau residents. According to JBUP, the project is to overcome the water shortage problems which has been affecting the people in Bau. Moreover, it is scheduled for completion in the first quarter of 2021. The upgrading project will also increase the plant capacity to 15,000 litres per day. Now, other upgrade includes construction of raw water intake facilities, flocculation and sedimentation systems, filtration and backwash system, control and administration blocks, as well as other building within the Bau water treatment plant. Now, Tun Raha Mohammed Noah, mother to former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, died at 87 years old today at Prince Court Hospital in Kuala Lumpur. This was confirmed by her son, former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, via social media. Meanwhile, the young Di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and the Sultan of Perak Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah desecrated his visit to the TCs today. And several national figures also visited Tun Raha, among them including Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and Opposition Leader Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Now, in efforts to promote and nurture the Malaysian film development, the National Film Development Corporation Malaysia, or commonly known as FINAS, rewards creative content producers through the Incentive Feature Film or ITFC Awards ceremony. ITFC is an initiative of the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, or KKMM, through FINAS to help and encourage film producers to produce local fiction films as well as to boost development of the film industry. FINAS has paid out ITFC totaling 269,265 ringgit and 82 cents to 10 companies that produce 11 fiction films under the compulsory screening scheme for the third phase of this year. Among the recipients are Nizra Production for the film Bulan dan Pria Terhebat, Aida Production for Ratu Kala Jengking, Kuman Pictures for Roh, and Lomo Pictures for Walk With Me. According to the statement, the incentives were handed out in a virtual ceremony on December 16 by FINAS Chairman Zakaria Abdul Hamid. Now, the National Digital Network, or JENDELA, will aggressively implement plan for the year 2021. Now, this is to ensure that the nation achieves better digital connectivity. According to Minister of Communications and Multimedia, Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah, such achievement was relayed at the JENDELA Steering Committee meeting today and cited the availability of high-speed fixed-line broadband connections that exceeded the set target as an example. Saifuddin said JENDELA aspires to increase coverage and strengthen the country's sustainable and inclusive connectivity infrastructure to 96.9% of the population, besides strengthening telecommunications infrastructure as a solid foundation for the introduction of 5G technology. Saifuddin said plans to build more new towers would be intensified to expand broadband network coverage and enhance user experience, especially in rural areas. Now, Saifuddin reiterated that the smooth process of building new towers depends a lot on state governments to expedite approval procedures and minimize bureaucracy. He said the ministry will continue to closely monitor JENDELA's development to ensure its aspirations are realized for the people's well-being. Right. Now, as we dive into our local pride, our local heritage, the country's two intangible cultural heritage, namely Pantun and Upacara Wangkang, have been listed under the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity category by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, through a multinational nomination. Now, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri said for the first time, Malaysia managed to gain UNESCO recognition along with other countries as Wangkang's ceremony was jointly nominated with the People's Republic of China and Pantun was jointly nominated with Indonesia. The decision was announced on December 17 during the 15th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage, which is ongoing until December 19. She said with the recognition, Malaysia now has 5 intangible cultural heritage listed under the representative list. The first was in 2005 through the legacy of Mak Yong Dondang Sayang on 2018 and Selamat on 2019. Now, the government is utilizing satellite technology via the Very Small Aperture Terminal, or VSAT. Now, this setup is specially made to provide internet service in rural and remote areas nationwide.
Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister Datuk Zahidi Zainul Abidin said this was in line with the ministry's move, which focuses on improving communication infrastructure. However, Zahidi commented that the use of satellite technology was not the best solution for the long run in providing such service. This was due to the capability based on limited capacity, high operation and maintenance costs, as well as stability issues.
Ini kerana pengiritan jalur lebar yang disediakan oleh satelit mempunyai beberapa kelemahan termasuk kemampuan berdasarkan kapasiti dan terhad, kos operasi dan kos penyelenggaraan yang tinggi, serta masalah kestabilan perkhidmatan sekiranya terdapat gangguan cuaca seperti hujan ataupun bekalan kuasa. Dengan adanya perkhidmatan teknologi satelit yang berterusan, kementerian akan terus menilai dan mempertimbangkan teknologi satelit ini untuk digunakan di kawasan-kawasan yang tidak dapat dijangkau oleh gentian optik dan teknologi 4G.
He said this during question time at the Dewan Negara sitting earlier today.
Now, as Sarawakians anticipate the new year, there will be a countdown to the upcoming new year, but this time it will not be at the usual place at the Kuching waterfront. This comes as we embrace the new normal in ushering this celebration. According to Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture of Sarawak, Dato' Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, it will be held at the indoor stadium to adhere to the Standard Operating Procedure or SOP following the new normal. He added that the program will still showcase Sarawak's rich cultural heritage, especially the state's arts and dances of the various communities. Meanwhile, Karim also commented that there would be fireworks to usher in the new year. Now, for our upcoming celebration, the State Disaster Management Committee, or SDMC, announced that Sarawakians are only allowed to hold Christmas celebrations on the first day, and gatherings limited to only 20 people at a time. Now, there was no surprise when Robert Lewandowski won the FIFA Best Men's Player Award in the virtual ceremony held on Thursday. Now, the Poland striker beat previous winners Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
Robert Lewandowski was in top form as he led Bayern Munich to the German Bundesliga and Cup double apart from helping the German side win the Champions League crown. Lewandowski topped a 3-player shortlist that included Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Voting was by a global jury of national team captains and coaches, plus selected journalists and fans. Lewandowski received 52 voting points, with Ronaldo second on 38, Messi third with 35. Though FIFA hosted the virtual ceremony in Zurich, its president Gianni Infantino went to Munich to present the trophy in person. Meanwhile, Manchester City defender Lucy Bronze has won Best Women's Player at FIFA's 2020 awards. The 29-year-old defender is the first English player to win the Best FIFA Football Awards prize. His Bayern teammate, Manuel Neuer, was chosen as the best FIFA men's goalkeeper.
And with that wraps up TVS Nightline, here with me, Shamina, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Have a good week.